When people talk about Kyokushin karate, one name always comes to mind: Masutatsu Oyama, the God Hand, a man who could kill a bull with a single strike, or so the stories say. He's remembered as a modern-day samurai, a force of nature who built an empire of full-contact karate from nothing but his fists, his will, and his relentless determination. This myth of the lone warrior inspires millions to push beyond their limits, chasing the impossible. But history is never that simple or straightforward. No man, not even Oyama, builds an empire alone, no matter how strong. The story of Kyokushin is also the story of a brotherhood, a group of men who stood with Oyama, sharing his vision and bleeding for his dream. These first-generation students were the pioneers who carried his teachings to the world, spreading the art far and wide. They were the foundation of the Kyokushin organization, the bedrock on which it was built. Without them, Oyama's legend might have remained just a story whispered in Tokyo's back alleys, never reaching the world stage. We often focus on the single shining star, but the truth is always more complex. Behind Oyama stood a line of loyal, tough disciples who tested and refined his techniques, making them stronger. They were the first to face the brutal 100-man Kumite, proving his karate worked in reality. In their shadow, the true strength of Kyokushin was born and forged. So let's look past the myth for a moment and see the reality. Let's step into the sweat-soaked dojos of 1950s Japan, where legends were made. Let's meet the men who stood shoulder to shoulder with the master, shaping the art together. Their names may not be as famous, but their contributions were vital and lasting. They were the engine that powered the Kyokushin revolution, driving it forward. To understand Kyokushin's global rise, we must understand them and their journey. This is not to diminish Oyama's legacy, but to complete it and honor all who made it possible. Oyama was a brilliant martial artist, a visionary whose influence would shape generations. He was also a master at recognizing raw talent and potential in others. He knew he needed loyal men, true believers, to help build his vision for Kyokushin. His inner circle, the live-in disciples, became the backbone of Kyokushin karate. They were more than trainees, they were family, confidants, and trusted lieutenants to Oyama. Their lives revolved around karate, training, teaching, and upholding Oyama's demanding standards every single day. Life as Anne was grueling, cleaning the dojo before dawn, training to exhaustion, and serving Oyama personally. In return, they gained direct access to the founder, learning his philosophy, strategies, and the deepest secrets of his art. They absorbed not just techniques, but Oyama's indomitable spirit and relentless drive. This immersive training forged fighters of incredible skill and character. The inner circle was Oyama's laboratory, testing new techniques, enduring brutal conditioning, and refining Kumite strategies. Their feedback shaped Kyokushin into the practical, powerful style it is today. They were co-creators, not just students. Their sweat and blood are part of Kyokushin's DNA, woven into its very foundation. These disciples were also Oyama's first ambassadors to the world. When challenges came, they defended Kyokushin's honor in public exhibitions and tournaments. Their victories became Oyama's victories, enhancing his reputation and legacy. He trusted them to represent him, and they never let him down. They fought not just for themselves, but for their teacher, their dojo, and the future of karate. They embodied the Kyokushin spirit in every action. Without them, Kyokushin would never have become a global force. They were the living proof of Oyama's vision, carrying it forward for the world to see. Among Oyama's disciples, a few names stand out for their immense impact. Shigeru Oyama, though not related by blood, was a master technician and teacher who helped systematize Kyokushin's curriculum. Hollander, the Dutch warrior, became one of the first Westerners to complete the 100-man Kumite, proving Kyokushin's universal spirit. He returned to Europe and built a powerful organization, inspiring generations of fighters. Hideyuki Ashihara, a creative prodigy, developed the concept, using movement and angles to outmaneuver opponents. Ashihara later founded his own style, but his innovations were born in the Kyokushin dojo. These men didn't just follow Oyama, they added their own strengths to his legacy. Shigeru built the system, Hollander spread it globally, and Ashihara pushed its boundaries. They were pillars that ensured Kyokushin would stand the test of time. Their stories show that Kyokushin was always more than one man. Training in Oyama's dojo was legendary. Stories of hardship and perseverance echoed through its walls. Every session was designed to break a man down and rebuild him stronger than before. The daily routine was relentless, endless basics, forms, and most importantly, full contact sparring that tested every fiber of your being. Bruises and broken bones were worn as badges of honor. The ultimate test was the 100-man Kumite, a single karateka fighting 100 opponents in relentless succession. It demanded not just physical endurance, but also mental and spiritual fortitude. Oyama was the first to complete it, but he needed his top disciples to prove it was possible for others. Men like Shigeru Oyama, Hollander, and Steve Arneal followed in his footsteps. Imagine fighting through exhaustion, pain, and blurred vision, digging deep to find that last reserve of spirit and determination. This was the essence of Kyokushin, pushing beyond perceived limits to discover true potential within oneself. These challenges built Kyokushin's reputation. When Hollander completed the test, it sent shockwaves through the martial arts world, a foreigner conquering Japan's toughest challenge. It proved the Kyokushin spirit was universal, transcending borders. The stories of these feats became powerful recruiting tools, drawing new students eager to test themselves and join the legacy. The 100-man Kumite wasn't just a personal triumph. It was proof that Oyama's methods worked, forging warriors. It united practitioners across cultures in a shared pursuit of the ultimate standard. The Kumite became a symbol of Kyokushin's indomitable will. It inspired generations to seek their own limits and strive for greatness. The legend lives on in every dojo where the spirit of Osu is alive and thriving. This is the heart of Kyokushin. Oyama dreamed of a global karate empire, united under the Kyokushin banner. To achieve this, he sent his best disciples abroad, missionaries armed with black belts and iron will. Shigeru Oyama went to New York, building a legendary dojo and proving the Japanese spirit could thrive in the West. His success paved the way for thousands of dojos across North America. Hollander returned to Europe as a hero, establishing a powerful organization and making Kyokushin the dominant full-contact style on the continent. These pioneers faced cultural barriers, financial hardship, and skepticism. They often had to prove their karate by accepting challenges and fighting local champions, but they persevered, and soon the sound of Osu echoed in dojos worldwide. They did more than teach techniques, they transplanted the soul of Oyama's karate into new soil. Their efforts made Kyokushin a truly global family. The sun never set on the Kyokushin empire. Their legacy is felt in every corner of the world. They turned Oyama's dream into reality. As time passes, history often simplifies things to a single name, Oyama. His image is everywhere, his legend the central pillar of Kyokushin. But this focus can cast a shadow over the other men who were essential to its creation. Names like Shigeru Oyama, Hollander, and Hideyuki Ashihara become footnotes, their sacrifices and innovations lost in the grand narrative. We forget that a great leader is only as great as those he leads. The myth of the lone warrior is easier to market, but it's not the full story. Politics and branding can fragment and simplify the rich history of the art. New students may hear of Oyama's mountain training, but not of Hollander's Kumite or Shigeru's curriculum. Forgetting these pioneers is a loss. It denies us a deeper understanding and a wider range of role models. Each had unique strengths and lessons to teach. Shigeru showed technical mastery, Hollander embodied global brotherhood, Ashihara brought creative innovation. Remembering them gives us a fuller picture of Kyokushin. Their stories are part of our heritage. We honor Kyokushin by honoring them. To truly honor Kyokushin's legacy, we must see the full picture. Oyama is the sun, but his disciples were the planets, shining with their own light. Honoring them enhances Oyama's greatness, showing his genius as a leader who inspired others. When we train, we walk in the footsteps of a generation of pioneers. We feel Shigeru's precision, Hollander's spirit, and Ashihara's innovation in every technique. Their spirit lives in the art we practice. Our responsibility is to seek out and share their stories. We must teach the new generation about the pillars who held up Oyama's throne. When we tell the story of Kyokushin, we must tell the whole story. Let us honor the founder and the unsung heroes who made his vision a reality. Osu.